After 14 years of owning my Kubota BX2360, I finally understand why some people complain about this tractor. Honestly, they're not wrong. I've experienced some of the most common issues, everything from overheating to power loss to even a few design quirks that catch you off guard. But here's the part nobody really talks about. Even with all that, I'd still buy this tractor again. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the common issues I've experienced and why they may or may not matter to you. One of the most common complaints is overheating. On mine, I've seen higher temperatures when the radiator screen gets clogged, especially mowing in dusty conditions for heavy growth. But here's the reality. This hasn't been a mechanical failure, it's a maintenance thing. If you keep the screen and radiator clean, it really hasn't been an issue long term. And remove the battery and blow out all the debris on the radiator that the screen doesn't catch. It's also important to flush the cooling system and change the coolant every 2 years. I have neglected these simple maintenance steps a few times, and it was at those times I had overheating issues. It's good practice to blow off the screen and radiator on a regular basis. I mow 3 acres, and this is the dust and debris after only 3 mowings. One minor complaint on the BX2360 design is how difficult it is to remove and install the radiator screen. Another common complaint is the BX2360's hood and bonnet design. The hood is metal, which is good, but it vibrates and makes a lot of noise. The bonnet is plastic with only 2 thumb nuts that hold it in place. The thumb nuts loosen frequently, and the plastic mounts crack and break. This bonnet is only 1 year old. The original one did crack at the mounting slots. Kubota has changed this on their newer models and made the hood and bonnet all one piece. I've also experienced occasional power loss, accompanied by thick black smoke. I wish I had footage of this, because it really took me by surprise. I'll reveal the culprit shortly. This turned out to be an airflow problem. Mice had built a comfy nest in the air intake. And if the air intake is blocked, it doesn't matter how clean the air filter is. I've also lost power due to dirty fuel filters. And as I found out the hard way, this tractor has 2 fuel filters and one is easy to forget. This is the secondary filter, and it's easy to locate and remove. The primary one is not. Cold starts and loss of power can also be a challenge in colder weather. Mine has struggled a bit in lower temperatures without some help. This past winter the temperature dropped well below 0 and the diesel fuel gelled up and clogged the fuel filters. The tractor lost power and almost stalled. I added anti-gel to the fuel, changed both filters, and all was well. Again, it's pretty typical for diesel engines in this size range. Storing the tractor in a heated building and using anti-gel will eliminate this issue. Hydraulic performance is another area people bring up. I haven't had any major failures, but like any machine, you've got to watch for leaks and keep up with fluid maintenance. Stay on top of it, and it's been reliable for me. The only thing I have noticed has been a little leakage around the loader hookup. You also notice transmission whine, especially at certain speeds. That can sound concerning if you're not used to it, but it's pretty normal for hydrostatic transmissions. This BX2360 has over 1,000 hours and it's been a workhorse. I've removed stumps, moved large river rocks and dirt, and had very little, if any, issues. Now this one is worth paying attention to, the HST cooling fan underneath the tractor. It's somewhat exposed and it can get damaged by sticks or debris, and that could lead to hydraulic overheating and hydraulic failure if unnoticed. I've been fortunate so far, but this is something you definitely want to keep an eye on. For me, it's more a design vulnerability than a failure, but it's real. One thing that can be frustrating is installing and removing the mower deck. It's not impossible, but it's not what I'd call quick or convenient. Attaching the mower drive shaft to the PTO shaft can be downright difficult. But there's a simple trick that can make it a lot easier. I'll fill you in on that a little later. Removing the deck is pretty straightforward, but dragging a heavy deck out from under a compact tractor is tight and can be a little frustrating, especially if you're not on a smooth surface. Attaching the mower drive shaft to the PTO shaft is definitely the most frustrating part. The simple trick to attaching the coupler onto the PTO is to lightly spray the components with lubricating oil, including the splines of the drive shaft. Throttle drift is another common issue with the BX2360, but it's an easy fix. Click the link in the upper right corner to learn how. And finally, the mystery Zerk. This grease fitting is easily missed, and if you don't know it's there, it might not get serviced. And if you don't grease this fitting, you will eventually find out, because one day your tractor won't start. This fitting is for the forward and reverse pedal linkage, and without grease, the pedal will get sticky and won't return to neutral when you let off. You'll shut the tractor off for the day, and next time you turn the key to start it, it won't start. Ask me how I know. So after 14 years of owning this tractor, what's the verdict? Yes, it has some issues, but none of them, in my experience, have been major or unexpected for a machine in this class. Most of them come down to maintenance, normal wear, or just understanding what this tractor is designed to do. And the big picture, it's been reliable, it's been capable, it's done everything I've asked it to do. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I would. If you'd like to see more maintenance and repairs on this tractor, check it out right up here.